Hey, I'm gonna say this try to be quick. I always say I'm gonna be quick, and I never am. So I'm gonna say that I'm gonna try to be quick. Okay, we're still going on about this topic, homosexual marriage, and basically, and I'm kind of debating with Speedy, and I want to thank some of the people who have supported some of the stuff, especially Diamond Head, who just comes straight and correct. Um, but I want to say one of the topics that was brought up is that it's not in the government. The ruling in Iowa says that, from as far as I'm understanding, is that the exclusion of homosexual marriage furthers no government agenda or a purpose. Meaning, look, it's not in our interest not to allow it. It doesn't help hurt us or help us. That doesn't mean it's okay. It means that our morals are it doesn't affect us in any manner. It doesn't cause a problem for us. So basically, is they're saying that it's not a moral issue to them. It's not. It doesn't affect them, so it's okay. That's what it's saying. It doesn't bother me. It doesn't affect me. It doesn't have any influence, so it's okay. So their rules is based on what's okay for their agenda, not whether it's right or wrong. Meaning there's no morality in their decision. It's just, whether it's in our self interest or not. There's a lot of things that aren't in the government self interest. Freedom of speech is really not in the government self interest. AIDS, a cure for AIDS is not in government self interest. There are a lot of people make money off of medication and illness and stuff like that. There's a lot of things that I wrote it down. I don't know all of the things, but I think you get my point. Just because it's not in the government interest or doesn't oppose any governmental problem doesn't mean it's right or wrong. And that's the problem, is when you don't have a consistent basis of right and wrong. It's like, the as we know from Bush in 7 years of Bush, good ecological or biology or the weather, forgot the word, uh, the health of the earth, our atmosphere is not in government interest. So, just because the government doesn't agree, that's why you have to have a group of people who are basically are supposed to lay down the law of what's good and what's not good. Quite honestly, Jewish people, the reason why they're chosen people is because they're chosen to be priests. God, that's what God chose them to be, and they are supposed to be the moral value of right and wrong. But I don't hear too many of them stepping up. It needs to be, it's supposed to be based right and wrong and truth and stuff is based on God, not the immediate need or what's in my interest or not. You know, so I mean, as far as that, Nazism had certain people are not in their interest. So anyway, that is one point that I want to make. Just because it's not in the government interest doesn't make it right and wrong, and what's healthy or not healthy. Now, to say that to me, there's still a psychotic element, an illogical disconnect that just really doesn't make sense to me when it comes to this thing. Now, we got 13-year-old girls getting pregnant, all right? Pregnant, having kids, yet they're not allowed to get married. They have to deal with the disgrace of their body naturally can have children and create life and multiply, whether we think they're too young or not, because in other cultures, it's okay. Other cultures, if it wasn't for the women or the girls getting pregnant as fast as possible, their civilizations will die, their tribes and things like that will die. But my point is that we actually have children. It's too late to discuss it after they're pregnant. So now we have a 13-year-old girl that can't get married, has to deal with shame, is not accepted in society because she got pregnant. And homosexuals can never, and she can't get married, and homosexuals can never get pregnant. They can never, their DNA, their genetic code can never be transmitted. You cannot take two YY chromosomes or XX chromosomes and have another YY, another or XY or YX or anything. It just won't even match. Okay? We also have polygamy. Polygamists, in a situation, we have a situation in Atlanta, Georgia, and all these other places, and I've heard of it, and that's why I won't go down there. You have 10 women to 1 man. And the man is a baller. Okay? He can afford as many women. He's got multi-millions of dollars. He can afford as many women as he likes. He's going to have them anyway. And then you're going to tell him he doesn't deserve to get married. And they can have kids. And he can take care of them. So I have a problem with some of these things just not making any sense. I mean, and another thing, this guy says, oh, we're taking away your marriage rights. You never had marriage rights. Never in the civilization of mankind has homosexuals had the right to get married. Because it don't make sense. It never works. It doesn't, it doesn't, might not further the agenda of the government, but it also doesn't further the agenda of life, which is procreation. So these are just some factual things that we really deal with. I mean, I would rather see people who deserve to get married be able to get married than people who don't deserve to get married get the right to abuse, such as sanctimonious saying. And that's my one of my personal things. Okay, if I did say it, it's like I haven't gotten married and I would like kids one day, and I'm 47 years old. I could still have kids. I know girls who are my age that says I can't get married, but you can still get married and have kids and stuff like that. And their daughters is available. These are truths. These are truths that we don't like to deal with. But it's quite simple. It's quite simple. Some women will say, well, literally, I have a sanctimonious view of marriage. I have had, years ago, people have, just to finish that thought, this girl knows me and she's like, yo, my daughter is available. That's how they do. That's the truth. I don't care if nobody likes it once they hear it or anything, but that's the truth of the matter. I know girls that know me that would rather say, well, he's a good man. I know he's a good man. I would rather have him, with some, take care of my daughter, Anyway, that's, kind of on an arranged marriage kind of thing. But I'm dealing with some hard, cold facts that nobody likes to deal with. And I want to thank Diamond Head, who she says she enjoys my videos because I'm not afraid to tell the truth. That's probably, if anything, it makes me an artist. And that's not even the level of truth I mind telling. But anyway, and I might as well, my point of telling it is I can tell it while nobody has a gun to my head, because really, the government right now is telling people they don't have a right to defend their own homes. If a trespasser walk in, they can't take a gun and shoot that trespasser. Somebody who's coming to rape or to steal or whatever, So, there's a lot of things that aren't in government interests that are not good for people. They're interested in themselves. Another point. This is and I'll be done in 1 minute. I promise. I've had people offer me up to, maybe like 20 years, 15 years ago, offer me $5,000, $10,000, to get married to somebody who was out of the country, or for other reasons. Money is not the reason to get married, because you want benefits, because you want estates. That is the ultimate. That for them to say, I mean, money is not the reason per se. A lot of people say, oh, need to get married to find our finances. They already have civil unions for that. That's not good for them. That's not good enough for them. They want to be accepted and want their sin to be accepted, and it will never be accepted by God. Just because, somebody offers you money or there's money involved, that is not the reason. People do all the time. And if that's your motivation, fine. But it's not justification for marriage. Doesn't just make it okay. Well, I got married for the money. You'll be divorced as soon as you can get the money, Anyway. I mean, literally, $10,000 sound real good right about now. I know plenty of people will get married to somebody for $1,000, But I have on more than one occasion have denied getting married, and probably was a beautiful girl, for some money that could have changed my future and life, But it's morality. It's what's right and wrong that that has to be withheld beyond what the government says. Truth is bigger than government.